You're strange. Not as strange as the people I employ, which reminds me, come to my theatre tomorrow after you finish work. There's someone I'd like you to meet. And that is how, one day later, Leopold Thorn finds himself backstage at Max Steinman's Theatre of Magic, being scrutinised by a small, bald man, currently sporting elaborate brass watchmaker's goggles and an oily leather apron over a filthy lounge suit, which, with the best will in the world, could only be described as entirely repellent. The diminutive, follicularly challenged individual stares balefully at Leopold through the distorting lenses of his goggles, with all the enthusiasm and encouragement of a doctor who has just discovered an entirely new and yet somehow vaguely disappointing strain of cholera. So, who are you then? Oh, my apologies. Thorn. Leopold Guestly Thorn.
Blimey, that's one to conjure with. Perhaps literally in your case.
Sorry?
How'd you come up with it then?
I'm sorry, I'm not quite with you.
The name! Leopold Guestly Thorn. It's a blinder, I'll give you that. Vaguely aristocratic, slightly exotic, utterly ludicrous. They'll lap it up, particularly the ladies. The ladies, I've noticed, can't get enough of that kind of thing. You might need a better coat first.
It's not a stage name.
What?
Leopold Guestly Thorn. It's my given name.
Oh, right. I'm so sorry. Tell me, was it a difficult birth? Excuse me. I mean, did you have an unnaturally large head? Because you really must have caused your mother a huge quantity of discomfort for her to despise you to that degree.
Leopold was my grandfather's name.
Prussian,
Swiss.
like the cuckoo clocks.
Only a little like the cuckoo clocks.
Marvellous. And, Guestly?
There's a village in East Sussex named Guestly Thorn. My father passed through it once on a trip to Hastings and thought... Well, he thought it would be amusing.
Well then, wasn't he a wag?
Yes, and you would be?
Pennyflute. Archibald Pennyflute.
He's your trick maker? I only employ the best. Archibald Pennyflute is your engineer?
Yes, evidently. Why else would I be wasting my time talking to a ragged-ass kid like you?
I'm sorry, but you are legendary. The absolute equal of Thomas Tobin.
Funny, I was under the firm impression no bugger had a clue who I was. Particularly on payday. Cheese-pairing tightwad.
Well, it's true, you may be a little recondite outside the business perhaps, but is it true what they say about you?
Well, if it involves women or money, almost certainly not.
No, it is said that you can make absolutely anything disappear.
Oh, that! Well, that's true enough. Particularly with reference to women or money. Mind you, any fool can make anything disappear on stage. I can make the entire household cavalry disappear, given a large enough acid bath in the wings. Mind you, bringing them back might be a tad messy. Still, old Maximus reckons you're good then, does he?
Well, Mr. Steinman's been very charitable about my endeavours thus far.
Oh, bollocks to charity. You only cop with an audience.
I have my moments.
Well, you'll need more than moments if you're going to give Masculine and Cook a run for their money, believe me, boy. Right. Show me a trick.
Oh, right. Well, I'm afraid I don't have anything prepared, which you probably won't be familiar with. However,
Of course you won't. I'm familiar with entirely everything. I'm not trying to see what you do. I want to see how well you do it. Divide and restore a rope. Do the cup and balls routine. Pull daffodils out your bum. I don't mind what. Just show me a trick.
Right, well, unfortunately, I think I might have been a tad remiss in my intimate loading of narcissi.
Well, what about the three cups then? Oh, don't you like showing your balls in public?
Pennyflute. We already performed the balls in public joke.
No, bollocks.
However, I do have a deck of cards on my person, and if I could ask for a couple of volunteers from the audience.